Enquiries is a towering city that stands in the sandy dunes of the Enquiries. Surrounded by waste, it is a tricky place to capture at the best of times. Any larger army would struggle to scale the walls and take to the streets, but I don't have a large army. I have some archers, some battalion highborn youths. They're not the best, yet they're not the worst. They were wealthy battalions, trained from birth, and whilst they have the potential to be the battalion Fian champions, they're not quite there yet. So just how many of them will I need to capture a city? If for some strange reason you don't own Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord already, make sure you click the link in the description to go to Games Planet and you can buy your copy there for cheaper than pretty much anywhere else. You'll be supporting me, and of course, money will also go to Towers themselves. So it's a win-win. And here we have it, 50 Battalion Highborn Youth. They are the lowest in the Battalion Fian troop tree, but I want to see how many of them can take this capital city. Now with 2 siege towers and a battering ram, I'm giving them as many opportunities to get onto the walls and through the gate as possible. But I got a feeling with their weaker armor and their lesser ability to return fire at this stage in the game, they're not going to be able to do it with just 50 of them. And you can see by the kill feed, they are taking heavy fire here. So many defenses on these walls, the Azrai with ballista, with onagers, with archers as well, just firing down on my battalion highborn youth. And already the battering ram is retreating. Some reinforcements are coming up to try and stop it, but it looks like they're going to be retreating as well. And off go my men. They've had enough of this battle, taking too much of a beating here. 50 battalion highborn youth was not enough. It looks like we're going to need some more. Now, of course, as always, this is on realistic settings as well, so you can see the sort of damage that is going to be done. And after every siege I do, I'm going to be restarting the save so the garrison replenishes, so they're not being slowly whittled down by my men. Now, with 100 men in the party, we increase the pressure being put onto the castle. Battering ram, once again, being pushed up with a bigger squad behind it. It should take them much longer to retreat, but still, the arrows are coming in and doing a lot of damage. You can just hear how many are making contact with my men, and because we don't have the armor, we're going down pretty fast. Now you may wonder, and you may be asking why I'm using the highborn youth. They're better than the normal peasant archers that you'd be getting, but of course they're not the Fian champions or the higher level archers. It gives a good middle ground to indicate some sort of quality, but mostly mass. I want to see just how many lower level archers it would take to siege a castle. Already kills coming in. Oh my word, the reinforcements are already coming into the battering ram. I feel like they're going to be retreating. Some have pulled back. Once again, the siege tower's not doing too bad. Look at this trail of bodies here. The battering ram is where most of the fire comes down, and many people may be wondering, why am I still using a battering ram? Why not just focus on the siege towers? Well, the gate is the most important part to break, and I really want to get through it. And it's a good experiment just to see how many die before we can finally get there. But 100 wasn't enough. We remember in the previous video it took about 700 peasants to break into a capital city, and they had help from siege weaponry. Maybe we might add in some onagers at some point. But already with 200 men now, hopefully this is going to make all the difference. Maybe they'll even get double the distance with these battering rams. Whether they'll reach the walls, I don't know yet, but we'll find out soon. Oh my god, the amount of casualties we are taking. This center is brutal. Just too many are being slaughtered from the massive archers on the walls. Right, let me try something different. With the battering ram out the picture, we're all focusing on those siege towers. And this could be what gives us the advantage here. Whilst yes, their archers will now concentrate fire on the siege towers, there's more of us there. And of course, it's a harder shot than if they were firing straight at the battering ram. Arrows coming in, and now we're trying to return fire, but I doubt we're going to be getting any kills from this distance. Their defenses are just too good on the walls at the moment. And already we're taking losses, but it's not quite as drastic as what we had before. Really taking some fire now from the enemies. Some men are retreating. We're still trying to push up. I'm not sure this one's going to get up. They've still got some way to go. But over on this side, we're getting closer and closer. And this isn't heavily as guarded by their archers as well. We are yet to get any kills as well. Jesus Christ. I've got a feeling that we might actually make this tower up to the walls. Whether we'll really get up it and do anything, that's another question. But the one on the left side looks pretty dire. There's no one left defending it. And just as I thought we'd do it, we made it up to the walls, but they retreat. Fantastic. Oh, and they're even sallying out the front gate to chase us off. Oh my word. Go on, brother. You can get away. Get away. Oh God. Get out of here, men. Get out of here. But could this be a different story? 400 men now. But now with trebuchets and onagers to help us. Hopefully to try and subdue some of the arrows. Once again, the sheer amount of arrows coming in is insane. We are taking heavy fire. But if we can just make it up to the front gate with our battering ram, I think that could be a chance to win. We saw the effect it had when our peasants sieged. Once they'd broken through the front gate, they were free to go and swarm the walls. Oh, trebuchets are firing in now. Oh, it looks like the trebuchet is aiming for this ballista here. What are the kills looking like? We are losing many men. They have killed 31 of us so far. My artillery is really aiming for theirs right now. Go on, lads. You can make it up. You can make it up. Okay, we're actually making up to the front gate. We have very few men, but if we can just batter it down, this is where we're taking most of our losses. As you can see on our flanks, we've still got many men. If that amount of guys can reach into the castle, we could be all right. And so it goes. We have started battering down the gate right now. Go on, lads. We just have to get this thing down. Now, they do have some guys guarding the front gate, which are pretty heavily armored, so we do have to watch out for that since we are only archers. We're not quite as strong when it comes to the melee field. But we're about to make it up on this side, and looking at the kill feed, we've actually got a kill. We finally got a kill. We've got 7 kills, in fact. Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, the guys with the battering ram are starting to run off. Come on, lads. You can do this. Yes, we've broken down that way. Let's get in and destroy that gate. We're starting to break down the front gate now. Great job here. Great job here. Come on, lads. Go on, lads. It's nearly done. It's nearly done. And now the gate has been broken down. It's time to actually get into the castle. And get into the castle is what we're doing. We have men moving around from the siege towers to try and get in that way. And of course, some are going up. I don't know how many kills we're going to get up because we do have the weaker armor. But we're trying our best. We've got to kill up there. Oh, we've actually got a couple men up. Go on, lads. Go on, lads. There's not too many of them. You can do it. Oh, but they're coming around from this way as well. The kill feed is starting to change its tact right now. The 400 men have made through. Well, I say 400. There's 200 left. 200 actually died or retreated before we even got to this point. But the kills are really starting to change now. Okay, we have taken this side of the wall. We're starting to push into their front gate defenses, but not having all that much success because they are very heavily defended. The men push forward into the towers now, trying to take out their weaker archers that have been bombarding them. This is for my guys' friends. That is what you get for destroying their friends. One survivor. That's fine. But we have taken this area beautifully. Oh, and men have made it up onto the walls this side. This is where they had a very heavily armored place, but it has been taken out by my guys. Let's have another look at the kill feed. It's going pretty well for us. We've got 154 men. They only have 91 men. This could be it. This could be the end. Could it only be 400 men that it actually takes to siege a city? Getting my men now to go into melee mode. They're really going to be showing what they can do now. As you can see, these aren't the peasant archers. Whilst they're not the Battanian Fian champions, they still have double-handed swords and can do some damage in melee, and damage is what they are doing. The final few Azurai archers are trying to make a stand on the wall, but it's not going to be enough. They are getting chopped to pieces, absolutely hacked, some falling off the wall. The bodies are piling up on each other, and it looks like that is it. Pushing through to this next part of the castle, there isn't really anyone left defending it. We are pushing them back to the keep, through the streets. Off they go, and that is it. 400 archers later, we managed to capture a city that stood the test. 100 wasn't enough, 200 wasn't enough, 300 wasn't even enough, but 400 managed to do it. Once we broke that gate down, it wasn't a competition. We smashed through the enemy front lines, and they knew it was over. The dead of the men at the front, as you can see, the amount of arrows in them is incredible. I can only assume that they were pelted down from the walls once my guys had made it inside. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. What units do you want me to put up against castles next? Make sure you leave it down in the comments, and I'll make sure I try and get onto those videos as soon as possible. But until then, I will see you in the next one.